What's up, YouTube and SnowTracks Nation? Luke again here with another end of season walk around. It's pouring rain here, so I hope you guys appreciate my sacrifice. Haha. You can see it's spring, winter's over. These sleds are getting ready to go back to their dealers and manufacturers, so we wanted to give you guys sort of a recap of our thoughts on these things after the end of the year. What you've got in front of you right now is a Polaris Switchback Assault 600. It's a 144 600, obviously, but not, Polaris doesn't do real low-end packages. Even a 600 Assault has got Walker Evans shocks, all the way around, and they're just a really good package. They don't skimp out. This one, I really like the color scheme on this guy with the lime squeeze, light blue and all black. No silver, no bare aluminum. I think that looks super trick. Now, anybody who watches SnowTracks knows our affinity for the Assault. Now, everybody thinks we're biased. You're going to say we're biased. I don't care if you say it. It doesn't matter to me. The fact of the matter is the Assault is definitely one of, if not the most versatile snowmobile in the industry. It can do off-trail, it can do on-trail, it rides great on-trail, it handles great off-trail. It's just a fantastic snowmobile. This is evidenced by the fact that Mark, who never rides off-trail, doesn't want to ride off-trail, has no interest in it, loves the Assault, so it must be good on-trail. AJ, who very much loves to ride off-trail, he likes riding on-trail too, but if he had a choice, he'd spend most of his time off-trail. He loves the Assault, so it must be great off-trail. That's my sales pitch. I fall right in the middle and love to do both, and I love this thing. So there you go. That's the long and the short of it. It doesn't matter that it says Polaris on the hood. That's not why we love it. We love it because of what it is, and it is a great snowmobile. So, just walking around this thing, more and more, I think when the Axis first came out, people were kind of split about how it looks, but more and more I'm noticing online people saying that they just love how this sled looks, and the Assault has really grown on everybody. The appearance of it has really grown on everybody. Me, for sure, I always liked it, but I like it even more now. So some things to note about this sled, some things we liked. Obviously, we liked its off-trail capability. Even as a 600, this sled was excellent in the deep snow. I think Polaris' 600 really doesn't get enough credit. It's certainly not the newest 600. It's not it hasn't been updated in the longest amount of time, but it is a really good 600 motor. It's bulletproof, produces really good power. It feels good. It really honks. It has a great sound to it. It just feels like it wants to pull hard and scream, and it does. And I really like that motor. And I was surprised because I haven't ridden a lot of 600s in the past while. This year we got a couple of them, and especially in this configuration, I thought, well, what's a 600 Assault even going to be good for? Well, it's good for everything that the 800 or 850's for. It just, it doesn't have quite as much power, but that never really became an issue. The only time I think that would become an issue is when you're in super deep stuff where track speed is ultimately important. And, you can buy an 800 and 850 for that, so you have options. This one has a 1.6 lug, the shorter lug of the two options for an Assault, and that's a perfect pairing with the 600. I think a 2-inch might be a little much for it. It'll certainly still spin it, but I think the 1.6 was much smarter, a much smarter choice. You can see under here we got our Walker piggyback shocks with full compression adjustability. Polaris is one of the only companies in the industry right now who's doing all the way around compression adjustable shocks. Walker shocks, these needle shocks, are fantastic shocks. They don't get enough credit for how good they are. Ride quality is fantastic on this sled, front and rear. The IGX 144 is a very surprising skid frame for its capabilities off trail. It really sacrifices nothing in terms of ride quality on trail. So, in my opinion, the most versatile skid frame in the industry right now. Other things we like about this sled a lot: ergonomics. We've said it many, many times. Love the ergonomics on Polaris Axis sleds. It's just comfortable to sit on. Everything is right where it's supposed to be. When you sit on it and reach for stuff, it's right there. This one doesn't have an adjustable riser, which is fine with me. It's a great height riser. Pro taper bars, which is cool. I mean, it's just an aluminum handlebar, but it says pro taper, and everybody goes, ooh, cool bars. This one has a more basic gauge package. It's not the PID gauge, so realistically, all you need. The PID gauge is amazing, but a bit of overkill for the average person who's not going to be out exploring. We ordered this one with a mid-height black windshield. Looks cool. You can snow check that windshield, whatever windshield you want, really. Polaris skis are another area that I think they've done a great job on. Of all the snowmobiles in the industry that don't need aftermarket skis, Polaris is right at the top of that list. Realistically, The best ski to put on any Polaris is the Polaris ski that it comes with. When you change it to almost anything else, you hurt the handling, you don't improve it. Our favorite setup for these sleds on trail is stock Polaris skis with a 6-inch carbide that's either a little bit worn or a 4-inch new carbide. That's all you need on these things. It provides the perfect amount of, I don't want to say push, but just that perfect amount of slide through the corner with the perfect amount of bite when you expect it most. Really a good setup. Now, a couple things that I'm not crazy about on this sled. First of all, the black tunnel does look great, but it also gets pretty scratched up pretty quick. Now, this one has a lot of miles on it, but it hasn't been abused. But you can see even right here, just from rubbing on something, that it's got some paint worn off. So you got to be careful of that. I don't know if there's any solution to that really, but it's just something to keep in mind. The lime squeeze color, while great, does look dirty pretty quickly. So you're going to be cleaning it a lot. That's just to be expected. One thing about this sled, this is visual. This is just so petty for me to complain about this. Those wheels don't match. Those wheels should match. Something silly, as I said. I know it's vain, but I can't help it. I like the rear bumper on this thing, works really good. This storage bag back here is a nice addition. It comes this way. You know, there's not a ton of storage in here, but it is mostly watertight, not entirely watertight, but definitely keeps the majority of the snow dust and crap out of there. So that's useful, and it's got enough room for gloves and goggles and spare belt or whatever you need. Polaris's new switch gear is really good, works well. Everything is where you think it is. I do have to say though, the 3-position high-low only heater switches are kind of so last year, if you will. I think Polaris needs to update that with an electronic version that has at least 5 levels. 5 levels seems to be more than enough, but there are lots of times when you know, you're at level 1 and you want to be a little bit more than level 1, but not to level 5. And that's the options you get here: level 1, level 5. 3 minimum, of course, high, medium, low. That's just standard fare. But having that extra in between the high and the medium and the low, that's useful. So anyway, small point, very small point. The other thing I'm just going to complain about here with Polaris sleds, I said it before on some of our other walk-around, end-of-season walk-around videos, is that for a sled that's this nice, handles this good, rides this good, feels this good to sit on, arguably the highest fit and finish quality of any Polaris, you know, ever made. Their new stuff is exceptionally good. Huge improvement from their older stuff. Why does it sound like you're sticking a drill bit or a spade bit into a bottle of ball bearings every time you go to start it? It just sounds awful. It works. Your starter will work and start your sled every time without trouble, but it doesn't sound good. And I think that when you're buying a sled, you know, a new sled or late model sled, that's something small, but it's something that matters. So Polaris could definitely improve the way their starter sounds. Again, function is good, but the sound is not good. So just a small thing that people have to deal with every single day when they start their sled, and could be improved. So there you go. That's really it for me on this sled. You know, it sounds like there's nothing but praise for this, and that's probably because there kind of is nothing but praise for this sled. Everyone loves it. Everyone who's ridden it loves it. Even diehard people from other brands really love this sled. As a 600, I've been pleasantly surprised. I really liked riding the 600. It actually kind of added a new level of fun to be able to hold it wide open pretty much all the time. That's different than being on an 850 where you got to back off a lot or you're going to be going too fast. So yeah, 600 Switchback Assault 144, 1.6. Great snowmobile. This thing's got a ton of miles on it too. I didn't check it before I started this video, but it's got a lot of miles on it. It's been ridden all winter. It's definitely up around the 2,000 mile mark. Not a single issue with this thing. Not 1 second of problem, no belt issues, nothing. All we did was tighten the track once, and this thing's been perfect ever since. So from our perspective, in a solid season of riding, 2,000 miles is more like 2 seasons of riding for the average person. We haven't had a single issue. I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say you can't do a whole lot better than that. So very impressed. Love this thing. Hope you guys like this video. Hope these year-end reviews are helpful for you guys. If you like it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you hit the like button and then subscribe to SnowTracks TV's YouTube channel that's constantly being updated with fresh content.